One of the things that you have access to as a student is the databases that are offered through your school's library. If you're an Ankeny High School student, go to Ankeny High School, and if you are a Centennial student, go to Centennial High School. Same is true of any other school. You're going to start by getting to the website, and if you need to switch, you can use the drop-down menu under Schools. And once you're at your school's website, select Library Media Center, and all you have to do is hover over it and then drag down to Databases and select by clicking on Databases. It's going to take you to the Databases page where sometimes schools will purchase their own databases, but all schools have access to the Heartland databases, and that's what we're going to use today. So click on the Heartland Databases link there at the bottom. That's going to open up the Heartland Databases page. And there are a variety of ways that you can search. But there's one thing that I want to talk to you about, and that is the password to use any of these databases. You can get the password from the teacher of your course, or if you're not getting a response or you're in a time crunch and it's during the day, you can go back to the databases page and scroll down to the bottom, and you can contact your school's librarian via email, ask them for the database password, and they'll respond to you with that password. So let's say I've got the password. I'm going to read this little thing to you right here. All of the databases will use the password with the exception of anything that is an EBSCO resource. So if it says EBSCO, you have to add an exclamation mark at the end of the password. Otherwise, if it doesn't say EBSCO, use just the basic password. So for an informative research paper, I'm going to use something like General 1 file, General Resources. I could use an EBSCO. If I was going to do research for an argumentative or a persuasive paper, then I would go to SIRS because that is current social issues, and it's set up to offer you pros and cons and both sides of an issue. But like I said, I'm going to show you how to search with General 1 file, and I'm assuming that I have an informative type of project. If I don't know what I want to search for, I can look in these little categories and try to find something. But I know that I'm doing some research on tattoos and how they've grown in society. What are the health risks associated with tattoos? So I just typed in tattoo up at the top. Now, if I wanted to broaden my search, I could do tattoo with an asterisk, and I would get tattoo, tattoos, tattooed, tattooist, tattooing. I would get all of those resources. And you can see it changed and it added about 3,000, almost 3,000, a little short of that, of magazines. It added more to the academic journals. So that's a lot to look through. But I could go through if I wanted to and see, okay, here's something maybe that I want to talk about society changes, how one organization is relaxing the ban because that used to be a big thing. You couldn't have tattoos showing. So that may be something. But right now, I really want to focus on the risks associated with tattooing. So I'm going to use my Boolean operator AND to narrow down that search. And I'm going to type in risk. And let's see, oh, look at what that did. I went from 40,000 down to 4,000 magazines. And I can narrow that even further by going over here. And I'm going to change the date from, let's say, January 1st of 2019 to let's go with today's date. And I'm going to apply that. Okay, look at that. That took it down considerably. So I can look through here and I can look for anything having to do with tattoos and risks. So as I'm scrolling, I come across an article, What if a tattoo could warn you of health threats? So I'm going to click on it. And as I'm exploring, I can see, yes, it's a short article, but I think it's something that I could use under the health benefits or risks. So I can either save this article to my Google Drive. I can email it to myself by clicking on it and putting in my email. I can print it if I'm somewhere nearby. And that's how you can find articles on a database.